everybody. Welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard podcast, brought to you by the patrons, patreon.com/Nexus at Night. I'm Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And I'm Amy.
Welcome to GleamingGarmore, back on the show with us again. How you doing, Garm?
Yeah, I've actually never been on the main show before. I've only been on Nexus tangents a couple
is that
times.
true?
No, you have been before.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I haven't been on the main show.
I would look it up and try and disprove you, but we also have like 27 cards to go through because we have 2 weeks of reveals to look at, and we're going to be talking about this new Grade 4 Magnolia that they revealed and what that means for the game. And
if I can just quickly say, that's exactly the kind of thing we would forget to do.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's very on brand for us. All right, so kicking us off here, we have a Desire Devil Garments, which is for Dark States, Grade 3. Act on rear guard once per turn if your Vanguard is agreed on. Counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, choose a Grade 3 or less card from your soul, and call it to rear. So
it's an act, so it just like makes a unit to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Also makes you drop a card, which is like, couldn't you just call?
Yeah, it's like a lot. It's like kind of bizarre. But you know what? What are we going to do about it?
It's a wash. I mean, like, you... Are there units that, like, when they get eaten by Gridon, they get to do a thing? Like, is there enough?
Yes.
There are lots of those.
Yeah, there are lots of those, but it has to be Vanguard effect.
Okay.
Well, no. So I think the idea is so that you can eat it again and redo the effect.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's food,
there's
it's, vomiting food and then re-eating it, like some kind of perverse bulimic.
There's like one that like if it sees something get sucked into soul, it calls something out.
Right.
Yeah, that's really good. That one where there was an argument on Twitter about.
Yeah, and it can also work if it and another card are put in. So if you put two of them in, you call 2 cards out.
Yeah,
it's how it always works. Yeah. For some reason, Kuroneko on Twitter was very Pale Moon Expert was very confused about this for some reason. And I was like,
no, they got over it.
I'm like, how do you not know this?
Like, we had something like that in V. It was called Purple Trapezes. Like, and that was okay. That was like fairly used.
Listen, I'm in the judge chat. We all have some lapses in judgment sometimes. That's why we go into the Links channel in the judge chat and ask stupid questions.
Nobody's infallible. All right, next up.
Orient Haze Rapture, another Dark States Grade 3. If your Vanguard is Barra Magnus, you can put a card from your hand into Soul, and all of your front row units can power plus 5k, and if you have 10 or more, they get 10k instead of 5k. So it's 10k front row for a card. It exists.
That would be better in Bruce than in.
Well, you can't use it in Bruce, right? So
yeah, but I'm saying like if they tied it to Bruce, it'd make more sense because you're restanding instead of sucking in.
I think the problem is they make too many cards for Bruce already. So we probably don't want.
Yeah, so they're just like no.
Magnus in one set.
Yeah, so like, I mean it's like random.
Okay, so here's the thing. Hot take about them skipping Barrow. I know it hurts, but also. Like 50% of the read-on support cards are designed to work with Barrow.
Yeah, but I think they. No, that was set 3, but still, it'd be nice if they pretended they remembered Varro Magnus exists.
Yeah, like that was supposed to be the idea with the whole nation thing, is you would have stuff that could work across decks. But every like third thing is tied to Final Rush. So yeah.
Wasn't set 2.
It doesn't necessarily have to say Barrow Magnus on the card. Like
yeah.
What?
You expect them to print generic support? Where have you been?
Idealistic.
So here's my thing, right? Is I feel like they've been printing a good amount of generic so far. They could do a little more though, you know?
I mean, we just read 2 cards that had the grade 3 boss on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's true. Okay, that's true. That's fair.
Small sample size. Bad example.
But like, just like, why do they keep doing this? Even
But
a card
it's
that
like,
wouldn't even be good otherwise. I don't know.
yeah.
All right.
How far back are we? Have you guys talked about Trick Moon on the show yet?
Yeah,
we
we
have.
talked about Trickman.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I asked the question of, do I need to actually SP out that deck now?
No.
What the poll says you do, but
Hmm.
when have we ever fulfilled our promises, really, on this show?
True.
Good
Yeah.
question.
See, here's the difference between you and me. Is I'm just gonna play the deck, my guy.
I mean, I'm gonna play the deck regardless. It looks like
You
fun.
can't make me SP a deck. You'll never get me.
You can.
Yeah, but you
can always
didn't
SP
make
the
the
right
promise
line.
that you'd do it if they actually made an evil trick star.
Full
Yeah.
OP rare.
Okay, so here's the thing.
And then
The
we
last
got
time I
that
did that,
now.
Oh my god.
the last time I SP'd my ride deck, I realized that Blaster Dark is just better than Fort and Rooks, okay? Like,
Oh, for Hexa Orb? Yeah.
the last time I SP'd my ride deck, I got burned.
Oof.
Yeah, and then also for Bastion, like I play Blaster Dark in both of those lists now.
Last time I SP'd anything, I got burned.
Okay, see, I was thinking about your SPs. I thought at least 4 of them were Amazing Professor Big Belly, and I was like, no, they're still going to good use.
Oh, no, I have a single SP Amazing Professor Big Belly that I pulled out of pack. So I have one of that and one regular, and then my 2 others are in my box. But no, it's the first 2 grade 3 Big Bellies, and then the Stride that makes something an on hit, which is like, ugh, gross.
You guys want to talk about more Dark States cards?
Yeah, like this one.
Yeah, so Violet Illusory Butterfly Fanju. It's a grade 1 AK. When it's placed on rearguard circle, if you have 5 or more units, Counterblast 1, Soul Charge 3. Then if you have 10 or more cards in Soul, give one of your Vanguard power plus 5,000 until end of turn. When the fuck are you going to have 5 or
What
more
is this,
units?
a common?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, so for a common, I like this a lot. Because so the thing we have to think about when assessing like commons and rares is that a lot of them are going to be what some players have to play instead of like the triple rare boss units and whatnot.
Yeah.
So for somebody who's just like, I'm just gonna put cards on my board and attack my opponent, but I still need to hit Barrow's soul requirement somehow, like this will do it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Varro already doesn't have a hand, so nothing to lose.
They keep calling stuff. Screw it.
Speaking of Barrow Magnus cards, we've got Orient Haze Rapture, who is a Dark States human card, grade 3, with
Already
13k
did that one.
We
power.
already did that.
Already did that one.
Wait, what?
We're out of order.
I
Oh.
job,
messed
Atlas.
up. Hey, sorry. I have to like put these in reverse order that I screenshot. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's this one.
Oh my gosh, you gave me the Orphist card to talk about. Let's go!
Let's make fun of this.
Oh my god.
Cardinal Draco Masria is a grade 3 with 13k power and Persona Red. Act rearguard circle, retire a Shadow Army token. Until end of turn, this unit gets power plus 10. If this is the 3rd time you've activated this ability this turn, until end of turn, this unit gets critical plus 1. Oh, where do I start?
Counterblast 2,
This-
30k and a crit.
This wasn't what we needed.
Nope.
This wasn't what we needed.
Rip to the triple R.
I like the restander from last set a lot better, but this wasn't it, guys. This was a miss.
I think what it should have been is on attack you eat 1, and then if it's your 3rd battle, then you get the crit.
There
It's
you
just
go.
10k crit flat. Like that's it.
Yeah,
That
there
would've
you
been
go.
better.
Because that
You
caters
need to have 30k in the crit, clearly.
like here's the
Love it.
thing: you don't need the 30k because it's going to be boosted by a Shadow Army token.
Or you can eat it for 5k less and get a crit.
And this is the triple R.
God, why is this a triple R?
Okay, going
No, do you
by
know-
going by your logic, on the last card where you're like, sometimes people are going to have to play this for the sake of, more other higher rarity cards are too expensive. This is the high rarity card.
Orphist
Yeah,
is going to be such an easy deck to build, actually. So here's the thing: I already have fully completed set 2 Orphist, right? It's unsleeved because I built V Chaos. But Orphist is going to be such a cheap deck because it's like the Thumberinos and Albadurds are already like $2, right? And then you just pick up 4 of the guy from set 3. I don't think there's that many like interesting commons other than the actual New World Order that you're going to play in this deck. By the way, I love that Orphist is a deck where you say the phrase New World Order on the regular.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's Orphist Secret Nazis? Is
no.
that
No. See, here's the thing. I keep saying this. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is Chaosbreaker reincarnated." The only similarity is they have a scythe.
That's kind of it. That's not. It doesn't play like Chaosbreaker. Doesn't behave like Chaosbreaker. Then
Well,
again,
literally-
more like Chaosbreaker, but
Vanguard
literally
players-
a protagonist.
Vanguard players have
people
this
are like,
special.
"It's Chaosbreaker."
Vanguard players have a special form of brain rot where things like look vaguely similar. So like, oh yes, they're the same.
Isn't that how they got disappointed by that one gold paladin card?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I distinctly remember.
Which one are we talking about?
So when Chrome Jailer was when we first
Oh,
saw
people were like, "It's gonna be a Spectral Duke cross ride."
That's
And it
right.
wasn't.
That's exact. Yeah, it was definitely not that.
Yeah.
It was much worse.
So if you want to know how bad Chrome Jailer is, I built Duke in 0, and then I specifically avoided trying to obtain any copies of Chrome Jailer.
and then it just kept like when you open packs, it keeps throwing you triple
Yeah.
R's. You're like,
Yeah, I have Chrome Jailers now.
Persona Blasts were like notoriously pretty bad.
yeah.
Except for Dote.
I mean, except for the one
Except
that
Dope.
ruled the format for about 2 months,
Well,
Except for
Dope
the
was like
one.
the most busted one because it was like it was active like basically all the time.
Mhm.
But like if you look like PBD where you had to counterblast 3, nobody ever used that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you had PBD in your hand, even if you had Phantom Blast Overlord in your hand, if you're just like, I'm not activating this effect.
Yeah.
Just sitting on a 13k base.
Yep.
Back in the day when actually the norm was 10k and sometimes 11.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's try. Okay, so let's try and finish the cards because I do want to go off about the concept of a 13k base when we get to Magnolia.
Oh no. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alice.
So Cardinal Noid Negrita. It's a grade 2. On rare, continuous, your Shadow Army tokens can't be chosen by opponent's card effects, and they can't be retired by opponent's card effects.
Okay.
I think you play this.
Do you?
Like you might.
Okay,
I haven't tested it yet. I haven't
what
tested it yet.
person is playing against Orphist, sees them make the thing to Shadow Army tokens, be like, I gotta kill those things. Now. They gotta go. They gotta die. I have to kill them.
Fair point.
Okay,
Fair point.
every Orphist, like, you only target Shadow Army tokens when it's your only option. You're like, I get to retire something, and that's the only thing left, so that one, I guess.
Also, like, the current design for Orphist is you retire your own Shadow Army tokens.
Also true.
Are there going to be Shadow Armies left during your opponent's turn for them to retire at this point?
This is. God, I wish the answer to that question was yes. Okay,
them all.
so there's a stupid bird. There's a stupid bird from set 2, right?
Oh, the one that makes you kill something every turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, the answer might have been yes if it weren't for the fact that like this is one of the 2 ways we can start killing our opponent's stuff.
I mean, okay, so...
So unfortunate.
Oh my god. I play one copy of the what's it called, Eclipsed Moonlight or whatever it is that makes a token when you play it, the world card. I play one of those in prison, and every time I play, like even early game, like turn 2, make a token, attack with it, they'll leave it alone for the rest of the game. They'll just be like, move it in the back, put something in front of it.
Yeah.
I get a 15k booster the whole game. Like no one cares at all. How about this? Do we care about this?
All right. So what
Oh, I care about this card a lot, actually.
What is it? I don't know what this girl's name is. Totone. Anyway, so Totone, something Totone. At the end of battle that your unit attacked, you can counterblast 1 and perform all of the following according to the triggers revealed during that battle. If you have a critical trigger, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and bottom deck it. And if you get a front trigger, you choose one of your grade 2 or less rear guards and stand it.
Multi-attack!
I mean, we already had that, but it was Counterblast 2, so we can maybe get rid of it.
Multi-attack, provided you check a front, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's like the point of this
But
deck.
if you play this in Hexa, you're gonna be fine. You play this because you already have the slot. You already have the slot open for where Lepisto goes. If you just drop
Please let me
Lepisto and
get
play
rid of
this,
Lepisto.
yeah, like if you just play this instead of Lepisto, you can be like, okay, I'm gonna restand Olwyn, who counterblasted 1 to gain 10k power, and that's the same amount of counterblast for a bigger attack.
Yep.
But the thing about this card is there were people when it was revealed who were like, I can't believe Bushi got rid of stand loops and then printed this card. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? There's no loop here. There's no loop here. It's you hit your over trigger and then you hit more front triggers.
Yeah. And you have to counterblast for it, and it's grade 2 or lower, so it can't stand itself.
Yeah. Like, guys, calm down. It's okay.
Read the card, please.
Can you use this and wait? Do you need a? Okay, so you can.
There's no Vanguard
You can
restriction. You can just play
anything.
this.
So could you use it in like OTT or something? Is that?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you could.
Play an OTT with
Which
Trump.
has front triggers now.
That's true. That is definitely a thing you can do. It's nice. How about this?
Esu no.
Okay, so it's a grade 2. When it attacks, if your Vanguard is Hexa Orb or Pentagleam, discard a card. Look at top 2, choose up to 2 cards, put them on top, and put the rest on bottom at any order, and then get plus 10k. Which it didn't cost a discard.
I don't think Bushiroad understands
We already have
that
Diaglass.
Pentagleam is not on the deck anymore. Pentagleam is gone.
For what's Blaster Dark, right?
Yeah,
I
Also,
still play
like, so here's the thing. So I'm playing Pentagleams in the main right now, right? But then, like, especially this card. This card is the one that's just like, she's gone. It's over. There's no more space.
Yeah. I mean, I still play Pentagleam because it lets me use Diaglass early.
That is true.
I don't have any
That is
advantage
true.
in defense.
I have no
like-
opinion either. So
Because, like, a lot of
It's
the
like
Hexa Orb
there's-
support cards are either only on Hexa Orb or Hexa Orb and Pentagleam. So, like, I still play it because that's, like, how all of the support works early.
Yeah, so it's like the issue with the Blaster Dark Ride line is you don't get to trigger Diaglass on turn 2, but like it's okay, it works out. you just go Ride Blaster Dark, call Painkiller Angel, call a grade 2, preferably a grade 2 top checker. Check top. If it's a trigger, you put it back. You swing with Blaster Dark,
But
and then since you're 18, your opponent can't just trigger to guard you.
Yeah. But like Olwyn only works on Hexa Orb, and everything
That is true.
and
It's
Diaglass only
unfortunate.
works with Pentagleam.
That is
Like,
also
I don't think there is a way to stack the deck early on Blaster Dark.
well, there is exactly Pentagleam right now.
Yeah, Pentagleam.
So that's what the Pentagleams in the main are for, is to stack the deck on Blaster Dark.
I don't know. I again, no opinion.
Next card.
I don't
Oh,
think
the
we're
Boogeyman. The Boogeyman is the next card.
The Boogeyman.
All you, Amy.
The Boogeyman.
It's your turn.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Diabolus Striker Lyle is a grade 2 that when placed on rearguard circle, CB's 1 to get 5k till end of turn. And then if you're in final rush, you soul charge. You would call a card from your soul to an open RC. Oh.
Because, Bruce needs more ways to, like, get soul and make a board.
This is funny.
Is
Isn't
this?
It just never stops. Like they probably don't even play this, right?
They don't. It doesn't look
There's
like
probably
it.
not room. There's probably not room.
Yeah.
There's no room, and it's one of those things where you're like,
Good card, not good enough.
yeah. There's
Maybe
so
if
much
they,
good stuff. That,
Maybe if they hit what's his face.
Oh, that's how they're gonna like stop like making Bruce better. Is just gonna like, okay, well, they're just gonna print cards that are just like not good enough to be in the deck,
yeah.
and Bruce stays the same.
Yeah.
And every other deck gets cards, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good and fair way to do it. Is just don't give Bruce better cards, but do give Bruce cards. You know.
Give him sideways
It
creep
could-
until
could-
everyone catches up.
It could bite us in the butt if like something weird happens and it ends up being,
Highlander, like Bruce Highlander.
yeah, some shenanigans, right? Like it
Basically,
could go badly.
What does the new?
Yeah,
Bruce
but
do,
that could happen with
basically?
like printing any card, so that's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a narrow hallway situation where
New
there's
Bruce,
so many cards can't get through to like cause havoc when they're like, fucking, I'm trying to like do stuff here.
It's like that Simpsons joke about Mr. Burns having every disease known to man.
Yes,
like-
exactly.
Good episode. What a
There's-
good episode.
There's 26 cards that I get to choose what to do with. I can only fit so many.
Everything is perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
We call it Three Stooges syndrome.
But yeah, I have this attitude with like, especially things like people being like, Bruce is gonna get us all and end the game of Vanguard. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. Wait. Like complain about it and then wait, you know? And that's what fixes it.
Complain about it and wait is kind of our bread and butter, if we're being honest.
There you go.
We had an entire episode
like, you know,
complaining
say-
about the new forms, and now we know what
Like
one of
say
them
it's a
does.
problem. Say it's a
Yeah.
problem, and then wait for somebody to notice.
Yeah.
If you wanted to create discussion on the internet, the biggest thing you can do is just be wrong.
Isn't there like what's the
Proof did that once. Proof did that once on purpose. It was so funny. Because one
remember
of my
that.
friends was like, so it was during the trigger restriction discussion, right? One of my friends who they don't play this game competitively like at all, but they were like, don't limit crit triggers. You're taking some of the crazy hype out of the game. And I'm like, no, I get you. He is being wrong on purpose.
Cunningham's law. That's what it is. The best
Yeah.
way to get the right answer on the internet is not to ask a question; it's to post the wrong answer.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
People will come rushing to correct you,
Mhm.
whether you want them to or not. All right,
Okay. So
Alex.
speaking of the wrong answer, Heavy Strike Brave Shooter. It's a grade 2 for Stoicheia. Auto on rear when this unit attacks. If your Vanguard is Flight Bird Dragon, it gets plus 5k.
I have a question. Do you need like a bunch of like boss restricted units that get plus 5k on attack?
Are we
No.
still
How many
printing
of
back
these do you-
Demagus clones? Are we still
Yeah,
printing back Demagus clones in 2021?
sure are.
Yeah.
Huh.
You can just print a They could actually just print a ability list grade 2 that has 15k on it, and it'd probably
Yeah.
be fine.
It should be really hard. to
Well,
bully
it would have to have a continuous cannot be written. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Fixed it.
Oh yeah. But or just make a generic unit that's grade 2 on attack, gain 5k.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's one of them, right? And now
Yeah.
you don't need to print it for every single archetype and separate it for every single. It's lazy.
I remember back in the day, though,
Listen.
Boomer Vanguard having bad damages clones was like nice. Just like I can hit Vanguard on my own.
Well,
Okay.
Nobody in the comments tell me another one came first. I don't care.
It's like when every clan had a 12k attacker, right?
Yeah.
Like, Dote had its 12k attacker. Phantom Blaster Dragon had its 12k attacker. It's like, okay, well, we're just gonna play our 12k attacker for eternity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It wasn't until like the end of Limit Break when people stopped playing these things.
Yeah.
And then sometimes
Oh,
they
and
would come
in
back
Zero,
like,
you're still
later.
playing them.
They're huge. They're so huge.
In Zero, you're still playing them because they can hit Vanguards unboosted.
That's the reason you played them back in the day in Boomer Vanguard.
but then you can stand them, and then their booster can get you past the 5k shield.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Same reason. What'd you say, Root Beer? We kind of drowned you out.
Sometimes if you were playing a really bad archetype, you still had to use them even in G era.
Remember that too, early G. It's a weird time.
Who was playing them in G era?
Remember?
And then they made a GB1. Remember, like they were generic, but they were GB1. Yeah.
Remember before they printed like actual ERAD support in G, and like people still tried to play ERADs because they printed like a stride for ERADs in Fighters Collection or something like that.
We remember very well because they printed the Descendant stride.
Well, people tried to play ERADs because there was a cool guy in the anime who was very lovable and relatable who played ERADs. I'm not talking about Naoki. I'm talking about what's his face from that one episode of G. I need to rewatch G.
Narukami players are very passionate bunch.
Yes.
So here's what gets me.
I mean that in the worst way.
I don't know. My Jose from Nexus Core, he plays Narukami. He is not very passionate.
Do you remember our GBT09 episode, Alice?
Do you remember our 5 or 6 person episode?
Yes. Do you remember the Reddit comments on that episode, Alice?
I do remember the Reddit comments.
And the Narukami stands going absolutely insane that we called the support bad.
Yes, I do remember that.
When that set was pretty objectively bad.
Yeah, I'm still kicking myself for being like, "Can I have a box for Christmas?" Which one? That one. What's wrong with me?
Wait, was that the one where they were still like?
That was VMAX.
Dragon.
Yeah, but I mean for the Narukami support, was it the one where they were killing stuff on their board and your board?
It was Descendant.
Okay.
That was Descendant and like
VMAX. Because that one was actually pretty sick. Because I recently played against like ERADs and Premium, right? And I was like, okay, I'm used to ERADs and V. I will just guard your Vanguard or whatever 2 times. Mm-hmm. And then he started like pulling out G guards and retiring things on his board and retiring more things on my board. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on here?
No. It was a pretty bad set of support for everyone really involved. I think the only cards interesting in there were like Plotmaker and Ezra's.
Yeah, there were a couple Luard cards you played.
Yeah.
That's where you got Dry Driver Luard. That was the cover card for that.
That card was not important.
Yeah,
I assure you.
Listen. Actually, I think Atlas might remember this because I'm pretty sure he was the one who made the Kazuma's Pockets video or whatever, right? Like when it was so I love the Vanguard anime, I love the G anime in particular, and I love Kazuma. He's a great character, but stride something other than drag driver. Stride something other than drag driver, please.
My fucking earbuds, Darm. Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn down the voice for you guys. You're welcome. But like on this, Jesus Christ,
like stop striding drag driver. My God, please.
All right.
Okay, moving on. Sorry. Keep it moving.
Oh yeah, there's more Flagbird cards.
Blue Artillery Dragon, Inlet Pulse Dragon. So it's a rearguard grade 3 for Stoicheia. At the end of the battle, your unit attacked a grade 3 or greater Vanguard if this was the first battle of the turn, and your Vanguard is Flagberg. You can Soul Blast 1 and stand the stand. All right. At the end of the battle, or the end of your turn, if the number of attacks this turn was 4 or more, you can put this into your soul and draw a card. So
crap, they have a Coral Assault.
Where's the kind of? Is there? This card is
decent.
It's
fine. Yeah.
I think so. So the fact that it is a Coral Assault is huge, though, because like first of all, it gets you to 4 anyway.
True.
And then just that draw is just like, let go.
And replenishes your soul, which is nice.
Yeah. So it pays for itself.
Yeah, it does.
It just seems kind of low impact. I don't know.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
It's a cheaper.
This is a triple rare.
Other one. Yeah, it's cheaper than the restands from the previous set. It's only Soul Blast.
Sorry,
1, right?
Flagberg.
The other ones were like Soul Blast 2 and shit. I think this is fine.
Yeah.
Being a grade 3, it hits on its own. It's cheaper than what we previously had. Gets you. It
is a title and Coral Assault. It is not a Pursuit Assault. You'll never get it. Get over it. Stop puffing the copium.
Boo. All right.
Okay. So.
Okay, and then they revealed the draws.
Yeah. Draw trigger. Gains 5k shield when your Vanguard is 3 or greater.
We
have 10k.
I really like these.
Hey,
I'm glad they're making these.
They gave us 10k shields finally.
Like this is like I'm so glad they did this. We have 10k shields in the game. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Definitely worth picking up just to have,
Yeah. I mean, this is just like the 20k fronts. Like, it's better than not having it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I don't think anybody's going to get mad that these are printed, especially because you can only play up to 8 of each trigger.
Yeah. And if they only print one card with this, you're only going to have 4 of the 10k shield draws anyways.
Mm-hmm. Matt, I saw you shaking your head. What's up?
Just like, I don't know.
Not enough?
It feels like a cop-out.
Why does it feel like a cop-out?
I mean, they could have made these choices like way at the start.
This is true. This is true.
When it was like pretty obvious at the very start.
I feel like they are. So here's the thing, right? Before we had time to complain about what was missing from set 1, set 2 was done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before we had time to complain about what was missing from set 2, set 3 was also probably done. So like this was their chance to like start correcting for mistakes.
I mean,
and so I'm glad that
I
they're
was
doing
saying
that.
around the time of that producer's letter.
Yeah.
My friends and I were pretty already concerned about the trigger values when they first showed the trigger powers were like, or the trigger shields were. So when we saw that, grade 1s were 5k, when we saw that
heals were back to 15
and triggers were still 10.
Which I still don't know why heals are 15. Why are heals 15?
It's just so weird. Like, I don't know. It's like it feels like these decisions could have just been made way earlier in like a pretty clear way, and were not.
So
it definitely is weird to keep trigger power the same but reduce the shield, right?
Yeah.
Especially coming out of V.
Yeah, I do. When I think about this sort of thing, I think back to when people were like, "Oh, they're not going to ban Gas Steel because it's getting reprinted. I'm quitting Premium." And it's like, guys, the reprints were decided before we knew we were getting a ban list and by a different team.
If the Steel wasn't banned, they're basically sacking the format, and the reprints are worthless.
Oh, the amount of memes that a good friend of the show, Rice, had, he literally sent me like 6 of them. And he's like, these are ready for if the ban list doesn't hit Gas Steel.
Can you send me those? I want to see the memes from the alternate timeline.
I gotta go back and find him, but like this was he is a DI main through and through, and he was like, they gotta kill this thing. It's too much.
Yeah.
So
it's
just,
like
he's on your team, salty DI players.
It's like the it's like the time MBT Yu-Gi-Oh did like a meme reaction video, and he's like, here's all the unfunny memes I could find. And one of them was labeled Yu-Gi-Oh memes from an alternate dimension.
Oh God.
And it was like volcanic kaiju FTK.
Volcanics are too sick.
I like volcanics. They're cool. I like
they are cool.
Reload and all that
stuff. Volcanic Shell is busted. That card's crazy.
Yeah.
Shout to Pain96. I don't know if he plays this game.
All right.
Pain96 is asking for volcanic support again. Another Dark States card. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
I think it's yours.
Okay, cool. Diabolist Charger Davin has Persona Ride. It's a grade 3, 13k power. On rearguard, when your rearguard becomes stand, any rearguard, and you're in Final Rush, this unit gets 5k power. So this card gets plus 10 to New Resolve Bruce.
Yep.
That is
is that worth it? What's the like?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Because like you're already on like Marjorie's and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a grade 3.
Yeah.
Oh, this next one is a Gear Beast.
That's true. It is a Gear Beast.
Guys, it looks kind of like kind of like Upheaval Pegasus. Guys, could this be the return of the Zodiac Time Beasts?
Oh my God, kill me. Overwhelming Thunder Whirlpool Gearland. It's grade 2 for Dark States. Act on rare once per turn. If you have 2 or more grade 3 cards in your soul, you may pay the cost of discard 1 card from your hand. If you do, this gets plus 15k for the turn. Which is like, okay, fine. More like underwhelming Gearland.
What a weird condition, right?
It is a weird condition.
And
I guess
it's
we'll
like
probably
asking you to discard for it too.
Yeah, if it was discard draw +5, that'd be cool. Cycling, I don't know. It's a common. It's a common. It's fine.
I really hope that's not the name they stick with. That name feels like a stretch.
Overwhelming Thunder Whirlpool Gearland. I'm guessing it's going to get Englished into.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about like Vanguard name translations, right? Is a lot of these like lengthy titles are usually like 1 and 2 word portmanteaus in Japanese.
Yeah.
All the like blah 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 dragons, right? Are usually like adjective Ryu.
Yeah.
Well, so if like Thunder Whirlpool could just end up being a word like vortex or something like that, right? Like,
there you go. There you go.
Something weird. Anyway.
And that's why dragon is in all those names twice, is because one of them is Ryu and the other one is dragon.
Blue Wave Dragon, Tetra Drive Dragon.
Blue Wave Dragon, Tetra Drive Dragon.
Well, wrong one.
No, it's
wait. Is that Tetra Boil?
I want no. That's the V one. The wrong one.
Show me the real Tetra Drive. Perfection. Now
The real Tuxedo Dragon.
I swapped the order of the next two on purpose. Matt just rolled with me.
Oh my god! All right.
Oh my gosh!
All right. Okay. Meal prepare. This person understands me. So it's a grade 3 for Stoicheia. When put to rearguard circle from drop, you can choose a blitz order to drop and add it to hand.
Okay.
Is okay. Whatever. I don't. Are they still even playing any blitz orders, or they cut it?
So you don't.
Ghost Chase,
okay. So here's the thing. You don't play this yet. Listen, you don't play this yet. But keep this in the back of your head. Because they're printing better and better blitz orders as time goes on.
When they make a Zorga that can Alchemagic blitz orders.
I think you then play one of the
Yeah, probably.
And then you're like, well, never dealing with this again. It is just a common though, thankfully.
Because and I know that this isn't an example that can be grabbed with this card, but like the Phantom Blaster blitz order is pretty good for what it does, because it's Fat Shield.
Yeah.
And if they keep making things like that, then you're going to want these cards that like give you blitz orders and recycle blitz orders.
Mm-hmm. And because Zorga can recycle one thing a turn, you can at least
and you can just keep getting this card back.
Garmore, when don't I play this again?
Yet.
All right. Now, I swapped the order of the two reveals just so I could let this happen. Alvin Root Beer Woo, it is your turn to read.
Sylvan Hornbeast Alvan.
It happens! It counts!
Back row rear guard, grade 1, back row rear guard circle. If it attacks, your opponent will call cards from hand to guard circle that is called 2 or more. It's a battle door on a grade 1 that doesn't gain power.
Still.
Listen, if it makes you feel any better, I was like, oh, they put my name on a card, and then I was like, and then 2 weeks later, I was like, it's a cop. I'm not playing it. There is a Nightmare Doll Amy. There's a Nightmare Doll Amy. It's a Mega Blast.
I either have a gross bug or a Genesis guy with a globe, which I'm cool with. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, which one?
Machining Beat Atlas.
There's
Machining Beat Atlas and Atlas of Heavenly Sphere.
There you go. Yeah, Atlas of Heavenly Sphere is like on play counterblast. I think like you draw and get a force marker or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think it goes into Soul actually, something like that.
Into Soul. Okay,
it removes itself from the field somewhere.
Yeah,
it goes somewhere.
Yeah, but still, now Matt has cards. I have cards. Root Beer's got a card now, and I bet they're gonna make it say ALVIN in English because of the Alvin and the Chipmunks pun. So.
If it does, I'll buy Magnolia.
Aww.
Yeah.
All right, now I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want a play set of
Did I keep this all in? Just her digging through.
Do you want some guys, some friends?
Glow nipples?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
I got extra glow nipples too.
I have like 6 of those. I should just start like building like a cube of them.
You could. I mean,
an overdressed cube would be really fun, actually. I think.
No. I mean like a literal cube.
Oh. No way.
Oh
But for real, if you do like Overdress Cube, all the grade 3s are treated as all the grade 3 names.
No. You gotta draft it.
Vomit.
Fair.
Your
It'd
turn,
be easier.
Norm.
Okay. Cardinal Noid Suprema. Hand, if your world is not an Abyssal Dark Knight, you cannot normal call this card. Now, here's what's special about this card, is that it's 10k power and 10k shield. So this is yet another 10k shield that you can use if you're an Abyssal Dark Knight. It's not too big of an upgrade over what this deck has had before, because we've already had access to Useful Recharger, but Useful Recharger costed a Counterblast to become a 15k shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're finally just printing more natural 10Ks. Please just make grade 1s 10K again. Please just increase shield values, Bushiroad. I know you're like trying.
So here's the thing: if they don't want to just start printing 10Ks on like regular things again, they need to bring back the vanillas with the fat shield.
Yeah. Oh, the 7K, 15K.
The like 7Ks with 15K shield. Those, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Like,
I'd play some number of those, you know?
Yeah.
In Overdress, I'd play some number of them.
I know
Bring
that
back Dandy.
the Antelope becomes a 10k shield when you either like play it on rear guard with it, so you can still like do that. So hooray for that Antelope. All right, it's Gravidia. Is that an L that the timer's blocking? Libby?
IB.
AB.
Whatever. 8K grade 1 for Braincate. When it's placed on rear, if your order zone has 3 or more meteorites, Counterblast 1, draw a card, choose a meteorite card from your hand, and put it in your order zone.
Okay.
Cycling, yay! It kind of sucks that you need the 3 meteors there to begin with. You can't like get it going, but
every time I see support for Gravidia, I'm just like the most uninterested.
I could talk about how well written the anime character is, but how much I hate her because she's like an exact kind of person you have to deal with in real life if you have ever had like a disability or anything, and you're like, I'm gonna throw you in a trash can.
I stopped watching the anime after the first core because it was really bad, and then I hear the second core. I assure you, I do not care.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right,
but it's like I hated Overdress Core 1, and I'm like, Core 2 is pretty good actually. You know?
Yeah, they had a whole core to get me on board, and they failed, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. See, here's the thing: I hate Core 1 so much because it's like I can't tell people to watch this show.
Mm-hmm. It's so bad.
It's like I have to be like, watch episode 1, and then watch like episode 2, and then 11, 12, and then watch season 2, and that's still like 3 bad episodes.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll come on tangents this week, and we'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about the anime.
Patreon.com/Nexus at night, because there
we go.
Support the show, get a bonus show. All right, let's keep it moving.
All right, Dissolving Mutant Ulcedirian. When unit is placed on rearguard circle, draw a card, discard a card.
We're still printing these, huh?
Yep.
What year is this?
I don't know. Don't care.
Can they put any other effect on this card, please? Like just anything at all?
Can it be a 15k attacker?
Just be the chunky shield boy. I don't
throw
care.
it in. Yeah. Screw it.
It should be drop and draw and have 10k shield.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
It's just like do something.
Okay. Keep going.
All right. So it's Double Barrel Gun of Duststorm Travis. Grade 2, rearguard circle once return. Opponent's rearguard is retired. You can counterblast 1, soul charge 1, retire opponent's rearguard, and it gets plus 10k.
Okay, fine. Let's double R. Need double R, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt, anything?
It's like not every card has to blow us away. It's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's fine.
It's supporting a deck that, you know, needs some large units for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And finally, the thing that tweet was about.
The Erg Order. Sublime Wish is a normal order for Dragon Empire that you play with Soul Blast 1. Choose an Overdress state unit, and it gets, when attacking a Vanguard, CC 1 until end turn. So if your if you give this to a Valiente and it hits, you refund its cost.
Okay. But also, isn't there what was the one that like you sold last counter
Urger.
one? Urger, yeah.
Yeah, but Urger is a superior overdress. You cannot target it with this order because you can't play it in the main phase. Right. Well, you can normal overdress an Urger, I guess, but you won't get the counter charge from it.
That's what
I guess you can put this on arcs and refund the draw.
I just want to pose a question. How many of you all actually hit with Valiente? What a thought.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not even playing Valiente.
I don't think you play it anymore. You just play the new
even set 1, right? Even set 1. How often did you hit with that thing?
Like twice ever.
Right? It just didn't happen. Yeah. It didn't happen before. It's going to happen less with this.
I've had people at locals be like, "Hey, can you help me with my deck?" I'm like, "I don't play overdress." They're like, "Well, here, just give it a try anyway."
Just tell them to draw arcs every game, honestly.
Yeah, no, but they would be like 4 arcs, and then they have the 1 Valiente, and they're like, "Why are you still playing this?" Like, I don't know, big. I'm like,
there's like,
just get rid of it. It's not worth
like
it.
set 2, you still play it because big. Set 3, you just replace it with the one that gave
I just wanted to pose that question because I'm pretty sure like that's just like barely ever happened, right? Or if you did, they were just dead anyway.
Yeah,
it's like sneak preview. This is a deck profile that's going to go up when I have nothing better to upload that week. So I'm running like a Blaze Maiden list, right? Because I have 2 Urger, but I don't have 4 Urger. So I can't play like the full nutty like combo play. So what I'm on is like 2 Urger, 4 Arcs, and then 1 of the TD one. And like there's just no place. There's no place for Valiente.
Yeah.
I made a bet once. I didn't bet anything. I should have actually like bet something. But I was like, I assure you that Arcs will be in the deck longer than Valiente is. And by set 2, I was right.
I mean, yeah. Arcs is very it says draw 2 cards on it. So I mean, how much can you hate that card?
Just gets you free advantage. All right. Diabolos Boys Krusty. So I guess this is Mr. Krabs. Auto on
Krusty
rear.
the Clown.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, I hate this. I saw a translation that was Kratzy, and it's like, at least that's a name.
That is a name. Auto on rear, when placed, if you're in final rush, gets plus 5k for every 3 cards in your soul until end of turn.
Bruce usually has like, what, 8? So it'll get plus 10, whatever.
Yeah. Narrow hallway. Mm-hmm. We're getting in the home stretch here. Yeah.
Diabolos Madonna Reese. When this unit's attack hits a Vanguard, you can soul charge 2, and then if you're in final rush, you choose one of your other units, and it gets power plus 10,000 till end of turn.
Oh, so it's on hit?
It's on hit. Yikes, out of here.
Like a virgin, designing for the very first time. Yeah.
Nope. Not good enough.
Actually, you know what? The further we get into Overdress, what I should be thinking about more often is Overdress limited fight. Because, like, we have all these commons, we have all these double rares. So the issue with limited fight is that your bosses are the start deck bosses and then Anchor Dragon or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you tried to play limited fight Bruce, it would be substantially different from current Bruce, because you would have like your Protobulbs, you would have your Geardobers, but you wouldn't have Leonard, you wouldn't have Derek, you wouldn't have Eden. So you'd have to find new attackers to fill those slots.
Yeah. And
this might be something, I don't know.
It's true. It's true. That's definitely a thing. All right.
So we've got another Brandgate card over here.
Yep.
Yeah. That didn't have the name translated.
Not sure. Sorry. 8K grade 1 though.
Yeah. Well, one place, if you have a set order in the order zone, so charge 1, it gets 2K. And I think
I can tell you that she's the something of something.
True.
I see the character that means of.
And I think, is that the character for hand? At the very end?
Probably.
I just see how the Link Joker stands seeing the black rings and they're like, oh, Link Joker.
Yeah, I don't know. I only know.
Okay. So here's the thing: the Link Joker stands don't know about Link Joker is that the remainder of Link Joker's forces were welcomed onto the planet Krei by Messiah. They were given forgiveness. They're our friends, you idiots.
Wait. You missed the chance to say they were given amnesty.
They're giving amnesty, exactly.
Well done, sir. Actually, something like that happened after World War II in Berlin, during the Berlin airlift during 1948 and 49, because the U.S. had to like fly in like tons of food and fuel to get past the Russian blockades. They just hired old Luftwaffe mechanics to service the planes. So people who were shooting at each other 3 years before were just like, "Hey, can you pass me that wrench over there?" Cool, thanks. Like it just that's definitely a thing that happens for sure.
That's the human spirit right there.
Yeah. See also Nazi scientists being like the core of NASA. Yeah, history's fun, ain't it?
Mhm.
All right, last couple here.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, it is? Aurora Battle Princess Chasing Nail. On rearguard, when the attack hits, you CB1 to... this is a weird phrasing that they use in this translation. Force your opponent to choose a card from their hand and imprison it. That's definitely not what it's going to say.
Hey, come here. I need you to imprison a card in your hand. Don't fucking question me. I'm gonna force you to.
I stopped listening after I heard this attack hits.
Yeah, it's okay. You know what does
Listen.
than this card?
Imprison
It's
a card
order.
in your hand.
Yeah, but also there's an order that lets you just do that during.
Yeah,
your
it just
main
does
phase.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So no, not now. Limited fight on the other hand. So
No, that card's legal and limited fight.
It's rare.
Oh wait,
Because it's a rare.
yeah,
Yeah,
Is it a
limited
rare?
limited is double rare and below.
That's a common.
yeah.
No, the order card. The order card that does the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I was
Better.
talking about. Oh right, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Well,
there's also
it might free a space to run an addition to something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the girl that's great too. That's on hit. You can imprison 2 cards from their drop, which is arguably better because it's
Yeah, but
less
that's a
about-
triple. That's a triple.
Well, it was also from a set of all triples. Does that count?
So here's the thing. Limited fight hasn't been like officially supported in a while. So like
Yeah.
whenever I'm like arranging something for the Discord, we kind of leave it up to vote.
Got it. Okay, never mind then. Well, anyway, you more care about just hitting the magic 3 to 5, depending if you're going to run lemon or not. So
That's true.
You care less about where the cards come from, and more that there are cards there. So
Yeah.
Um,
Can we? It's so whack that there's arrest quotas in Card Fight Vanguard.
there is, yeah, the ACAB definitely. It's pretty messed up.
Like,
Gotta
okay, so then there's another one.
defund the police. So Aurora Battle Princess Trace June is a grade 2. On rearguard, continuous. If your opponent has 1 or more cards in your prison, it gets boost and can intercept from the back row. It's okay, I guess. I'm not sure. I think I like the idea of having that just so you like if grade 1s aren't really going to do all that much anyway, it'd be cooler just to have like more intercept from the back and then it's a boost. I'm going to experiment with it. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth the time though.
Man, remember when Gallup came out and we all realized we defunded the wrong police?
Yeah, definitely.
Whoops.
Yeah. And Matt, you get the honor of having the last one here, which we joked about before. Go for it.
Silver Horned Beast Panthera, which is a 9K grade 2 in the year of our Lord 2021. When
The
this
last
unit
month
is
of
placed on rearguard circle, you can Soul Blast 1, choose a Silver Horned Beast Panthera on your drop, and call it to open. So it calls a copy of itself. So you need to run many. And when it attacks, if you have a Vanguard Magnolia in its card name, just Magnolia, it gets power plus 5,000 times a turn.
They're finally learning.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. We'll talk about the new Magnolia in a second. I think that the specific name might have been somewhat intentional.
To be 9K?
Or no, the specific names on like some of the support cards might have been like somewhat intentional to make you have to make a choice when you play these new cards.
Or to force rotate them out.
That's also true.
Or they just
'Cause
didn't
it's
think
like-
about it.
I'm willing to
It's
go
like-
with
it's like-
Root Gear's option.
Because it's
Occam's
like
razor.
it's like I feel like it's very interesting to make you go. Do you want to do 5 attacks on? Do you want to do 5 attacks on turn 3 and have a dead card on turn 4, or do you want to just not have a dead card on turn 4, but still do just 4 attacks on turn 3? You know?
Okay, my problem is that this is what I think Boucher wants you to expect. Is to play Wild Intelligence, mill 3, and there are 3 copies of this, and then you call one back and boom, boom, and then now you have 3. Like, that's what they want to happen, but that's not what's gonna happen.
I just don't understand why this card's a 9K.
It's not worth the space.
And it's your double R.
Oh,
And you pretty much have to play 4 of it, right?
you do.
Yeah.
You do gotta play 4 of it.
So it's like this one doesn't make it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
Can all be bangers.
Now that we're like 5 minutes from the hour, which we're obviously going to have to go over, we are now talking about this Magnolia that was revealed, which Rupier, if you would please do the honors.
Sylvan-horned Beast Emperor Magnolia Elder. Take us away.
Yeah. So when it's placed on Vanguard Circle, choose a card from Soul, call it to Rearguard Circle, and continue as Vanguard. If you have 1 or more cards in Soul or Rearguard with Magnolia in its name, all of your Rearguards can attack and intercept from back row and gets power plus 5,000. Also, this is a grade 4 with triple drive.
And has 13k base.
Yes.
So...
Don't ask me what his story is yet. I'm still reading the Google translation.
Yeah, that Game of Thrones episode is still in the works. Sorry.
So
it's so hard, like trying to read these stories because I have to Google translate them and be like, I wonder what this is supposed to say.
I think what's interesting about this card particularly is that it's doing a few things, right? It seems to be creating it's a grade 4 that you cannot put in your ride deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to draw it and ride it. And it doesn't have Persona Ride, which means there's not really a benefit to rewriting these things except you get to call another thing from Soul. And it does allow the Magnolia to be in Soul or Rearguard. So if you have to call the Magnolia Ride on, that's fine. This card is pretty powerful. You know, it does give the Magnolia effect all the time for free, rather than needing counterblast.
And on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, and on your opponent's turn, it allows the intercept too. That's huge. But I guess there's kind of 2 things here, right? This is like a direction you could take. I'm vaguely worried about triple drive, but I'm not going to think about it too much because too much brain power.
So here's the thing about triple drive, right? Is in terms of card advantage, it makes up for the draw you aren't getting from Persona Red.
Right. I understand that. What I'm saying is like just with triggers in general.
That's true. That's true.
It's now going to make it
the
might
trade-off is that
increase.
you don't have the 10k from Persona Ride 2.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that actually balances out.
Mm-hmm. But so it definitely is a decision. So I think that I would expect that they're trying to phase out Persona Ride. But I don't know.
That was kind of my thought too, because
So-
like you don't get the Persona Ride anymore, and you don't get any of the benefits from it.
So I have a feeling they're trying to if they're not getting rid of it entirely, I feel like they're trying to make Persona riding a choice, you know?
They could
give us reasons not to Persona ride.
Right. So what could happen is you could just play the ride deck normally up to Magnolia, play pretty much no extra Magnolias, like base Magnolia, and just play 4 of this. So you're pretty likely to find it and ride it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually what the anime deck list was that came out. What day is it? This is Tuesday? Yeah, this morning.
Yeah, November 30th when we're recording this. So one thing I can say as a Magnolia main is that it's because a lot of the earlier support, mostly Wild Intelligence, says, Sylvan Horn Beast, like it requires exactly that grade 3.
Mm-hmm.
It shuts off the ability to use those effects. Also Daiminaru, which lets you, give the 5k back row attack, but at the cost of the grade 4 Magnolia just turning that on permanently.
Yeah. So it's like what you really lose is like Wild Intelligence, and that's all the relevant cards you lose. And you don't lose it entirely either.
Yeah, I mean, you
it's
lose
just
the
a little
antelope.
worse.
You lose the antelope too, which was a key part in the like being able to rush and defend yourself more.
There is kind of a middle
well.
ground too, where you could play like the other 3 Magnolia and then like 2 of the grade 4.
Yeah.
And then like you basically up the chances of finding something, but you might have some dead cards. So you'll have to kind of mess around with the numbers, but it feels a little.
So yeah,
weird.
I found those anime deck lists. Yamamoto, the Hex Orb guy, I'm gonna beat him to death in a back alley.
Okay.
Because his deck list is that bad. He's running 2 Diaglass.
Ew.
He's running 4 ofs, the ride line cards in the main deck.
No.
That's very anime.
Okay,
I
so
try not to worry about anime deck lists and Vanguard.
Yeah.
That's true.
okay, here's what I will say about like the effect being
blast
turned
from
on whether the Magnolia is in solar and rear. If you do Matt's idea where you do like the 4-2 thing and then you ride grade 4 Magnolia and you happen to draw the grade 3 one, if you don't have it in Solon anymore, you can just stick it behind Van and have it be safe, as it were, if you're not playing against something with removal. And then that effect is more or less always turned on. Now, if it's against prison or something, you're fucked. But, against some decks, that's certainly an option. I like this as an idea. I also don't know what they're going to do for the rest of the nations. Like, what's Bruce going to look like? They already perfected him. So,
okay. So I see a lot of people making extrapolations from seeing one of them, and one does not a pattern make.
of course.
While it is pretty safe to guess they'll all be grade 4s, we also have to think about Bastion.
Oh God. All right.
Grade -1 in the deck.
Of course.
Okay, so that's the thing. I'm assuming it'll be like grade -1 in the trigger zone, you know?
Yeah.
But I saw some people being like, "Oh, you could probably play the new Bruce in premium with Chronojet," and it's like, but why though? We don't know what it does yet. We don't know if it'll even try to be okay. We don't even know if it is a grade 4. And if it's like Bruce, it'll give you Final Rush at start of ride phase. If it gives you Final Rush at all.
I don't know. Like you said, words do not a pattern make. Example being when they were first revealed what overdress was, where they're like, is that going to happen with everything? No, it didn't. So
yeah, and like I think it's fine. I think it's fine that like DE has like. I think it's fine that didn't happen because like everybody got their like unique mechanics, so it wasn't like we're gonna hog it all. But it's like. And I know people are like, oh, but it's called overdress, so why can't all of the decks do it? Mm-hmm. But they also did manage to thread that needle where like Vanguard G was named after a thing that Gear Chronicle was intended to excel at,
Yeah.
And that's Gear Chronicle had like a million stride fodders at the end of G. If you don't think that they were like technically the best at striding, they got like 3 stride fodders.
Did Luard have infinite stride fodder though?
That's true. It does.
We don't talk about that.
I mean, Chronojet could do that too, though.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You just discard whatever you want at some point, right?
yeah. It was like just ZTBs get grade +3 or something like that in Chronojet.
Yeah,
just ditch something. Whatever.
What was I thinking of? Oh, yeah. Another thing without having to rely on the Persona Ride and Magnolia's like effect is that's one less counterblast that you have to worry about like spamming every turn. So you can,
which also means you can take less damage.
Yes,
you can be like, I will accept your grade 1 swing going first.
Yeah,
and then I will just slap cards down for the rest of it.
Yeah, and then like Prize Trident and all that stuff. Like Prize Trident goes in, ride him, call Prize Trident back out, use it again. Like it's lots of stuff you can do, and is finally something I can experiment with, which that's my jam, is deck building. So
yeah, and I'm so glad that they didn't put Persona Ride on this card, because if they put Persona Ride on this card, it would I feel like it would reduce the dynamic that it's bringing down to the same dynamic we've had for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Persona Ride is a mechanic that is essential to Overdress as a format on the whole.
Yeah.
They are making it so that there are more decks that do not have to use it.
And there are more decks that the choice is made there where you can lean more in one direction or the other. And it's more of like a spectrum of deck building, which I really like. So pretty, well made so far. I don't know if it's going to blow up in our face or not, but I think that's all I'm going to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was there anybody else?
So I personally would just pick one to make sure my deck is as consistent as it could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm sitting here like, oh, I have all the combo pieces for the Persona Ride turn, but I have a Magnolia Elder in hand. What am I going to do about that? You know?
Yeah.
Like I would rather just either lean into getting my Persona Ride buffs and drawing cards, or lean into Magnolia Elder. Yeah. And so I can tell you this much. I know this much. There's no way that we won't know what the new Nirvana does by Monday, because they're revealing cards in the anime again, which is good.
How long has it been?
It was end of G. It was like end of G.
Yeah.
Or no. Chrono Jet got revealed in the anime, I think. That was the last time.
Oh, interesting.
Sorry, V Chrono Jet got revealed. Or V Next Stage, one of the two.
Yeah.
I believe that. But that was I don't think I was even watching V. I don't think I watched
So here's the thing is that was at the end of Shinemon arc, which was like actually good because it was like it was the last thing that weaved all the through lines of the original to G story arc together. Because like in G they do all this stuff where they allude to Shin knowing Chrono's dad, being on a team with Chrono's dad, going by a different name while he was a professional fighter, blah blah blah. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna show you that.
Yeah, I kind of like.
We're gonna show you the moment we lost Rive.
Yeah, I like the Shin arc. It was fun. Also, I got to see.
Also, we're gonna confirm that Chrono has so much trauma that he just doesn't remember.
Yeah, and then an antagonist playing Great Nature, which is cool.
Yeah,
I just don't like the Milling and Isabel very much, but whatever, it's fine. Oh well. I
just wish he drew more cards.
Yeah, me too. Garm, thank you so much for coming on Nexus at Night.
Glad to be here.
Where can people find you and follow you and all that stuff?
I'm on YouTube and Twitter at GleamingGarmore. Same as in this corner over here.
If you're watching, I
think that's about it. I do Vanguard videos pretty much every week. Try to have something up, whether it's a deck profile or like a lore video or whatever.
Yeah.
And on my Twitter, I just talk about nonsense and also Vanguard. That's it.
Yeah. We usually end up shit posting on each other's anyway.
Twitter is made for shit posting. Anyone trying to be serious on Twitter is doing it wrong.
Yeah. So
here's the thing: is sometimes I will have a discussion with somebody that I'm like, oh, this would be really good to continue. I hate the way Twitter disables discussion. Let's move to Discord.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. But example on Twitter, Matt, where can they find you and the rest?
You can find me at Wiggums, 2 G's, 2 Z's.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse.
And you can find me at Atlas Novak, Twitter, Instagram, or check out my other podcast, Generation Dan, on Twitter. New episodes every Thursday. And you can also find the show at Nexus at Nights, Twitter, Instagram, and if you want to support us, patreon.com/Nexus at Night. $5 a month. That's all we ask. Cup of coffee a month. You get a whole ass bonus show every week. The three of us, sometimes a guest. And $10 you get thanked on the show, like Darren, Cole, Josh, and Jeremy, and early access to videos. Go check it out. It would very much help us. And until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm still Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And I'm Amy.
And have a good night, everybody.